morning, everybody. Sorry for the slight delay. Going through some of the indicators, just updating them. It is Thursday, 16th of October, and not much left on the week. Not much left on the week in terms of range. I was actually having this discussion with Sam earlier today. I want to get. I was having this discussion today with Sam in the room about the range on the week. It's interesting. We both said that the ETH range at the moment per day is like 400 points, yet the weekly range is like 780, which is pretty crazy. So we're actually seeing, it's actually really advantageous for day traders right now, just purely based on range, right? It's very interesting market. So because obviously if you got 400 points on daily on average, and you're pretty much only trading not even just basically under half of that for the whole week, so you got 3 more extra days in there to play the range, so to speak. But anyway, we are making progress on the indicators. Obviously I need to just change some of the settings, in fact, do that so these don't pop up on the daily. There we go. But yeah, anyway, where we are on the daily, we've already broken this down on the week anyway, so I'm assuming you guys kind of know where we are on extensions. I'm pretty much using the only real support that I see valid at the rings are now on. The only real support that I see valid is that halfway back that held, and that is the prior high support as well. So it's a real nice break and retest of that level. That level being tested multiple times on the daily time frame, and so far we are just gliding higher. Again, if we look at the weekly range so far, we don't really have much yet. We're like basically 140 points currently away from that. But in terms of so far on the week, we have actually traded as high as 115. So we actually only have like 86 points left on the week if we take out what would be yesterday's high. I said yesterday, I've had a really good week. I could show yesterday's trade. I assume most of you saw it. I got copyright striked for showing one of my videos yesterday, but I don't really know why. But anyway, this long here on the NQ at 9. For example, on my other accounts, I'm going to use 920. This was the trade we took yesterday. I can get back in. I'm going to add into this 880s. It's about in line with what my stop would normally be, but I'm giving this just a little bit more room just in case we do get that sweep lower and then rally right back up. From here now, all the way up to 2570s is 170 points. It's not a bad thing. And 2570, so both targets are valid. It just gives us a little bit of a cushion to take some profit off and pay ourselves. So this is going to be a 100-point trade from entry to target. And if I can get that on the reel. There we go. Miller featuring on the reel matrix style P&L. Where we just came to. So I just took some off of my take profits as well. 10 minute. I'm about to get taken out anyway. You know what? Just in terms of dynamic risk, it makes no sense. I was about to say I have to have my stop at, like, say, the 10-minute low, but that makes no sense because Sorry guys. Jeez, my mistake. Sorry. Had the audio off. Terrible. But all I was saying is pretty much we have traded the halfway back from yesterday. So the overnight halfway back was down here at basically 10 o'clock. The reason being is why we start from there is if you take the low from the high from yesterday, that midpoint is pretty much where this micro halfway back holds and starts from. Okay, green diamond, trend bar up, 3 times ATR up into targets, negative 100 completion, hourly ATR high, ATR down into same anchor new high, green diamond. Completion, true trend starts at 5 a.m., but then shortly after goes sideways. And we're still inside this range. So we're still inside this extension. So until we come back down and test 980s, this extension is still in play. And all I was basically just saying is I don't really mind not really taking a trade. If we just go all the way to the weekly high, then I'm probably just going to take it easy today and tomorrow because I've already had such a really good week already. And I appreciate how close we are to these weekly highs already. So last week when we came right to the weekly high, we literally ripped face all the way down to the downside. So we came right up to the weekly high and then literally came all the way down to the weekly low. So I'm not gonna try and fuck about and find out on a Friday or a Thursday when we're so close to those weekly ranges, right? So just being mindful of that. If you've already had a good week, just there's no need to be a hero in going into the weekend. So I will just play it safe. And if we get a deep pullback, then I will take it. But your trend line for the day is right down here at 24,900s. What that means is you could literally come full halfway back, nearly full halfway back on the yesterday's session and still be absolutely fine for a long. So I don't really want to mess about in any of this area when there's 200 points of downside, potential downside. Now, I favor the upside, but there's no entry for me right now. Maybe I just missed this trend. But if we do get some sideways chop and we sell off throughout the day, maybe this sets up tomorrow for a nice long down there at 24,900s. But we'll take it hour by hour. But yeah, no real clear plan today in terms of long setups because I think most of them have already been taken and we've already capitalized greatly this week already. It'll just be a case of, do they complete the last 100 points? If so, maybe that goes without me, but that's why we have a long-term portfolio as well. So even when we don't trade, we're still making money, right? All good. I will see you over on Whoop. Everyone on YouTube, I will see you on Whoop. If you're not a member, click the link in the description below, and I will see you right there.